Hey my beautiful Pisces peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from Cancer Moon's Tarot and welcome in here to your December 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Do want to mention before we start, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can check out my website, cancermoonstarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description box below if you want to book me there. Nonetheless though, Team Pisces, let's see what's up coming on in here to your December. I do want to wish you all a very happy holidays. Hope you're well. Hope you're going to be excited here to spend some time with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Hope it's fantastic for all of you. But nonetheless, let's see what's going on here for the fish. Messages coming in for Team Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus as we move into December 2023. What do we got in store here for you? Let's check it out here, guys. So, starting out with the overall energy, we have here the Hermit. Looking at the current energy, the Emperor, what you're dealing with here, King of Wands. And looking at the current outcome, we have here the Justice showing up here too. Now, we have three major arcanas, so you may be dealing with a Virgo, potentially an Aries, or potentially here a Libra. So if that means something to you, take it if it applies. Now, beginning the read with the overall energy as the Hermit, this is typically about being in a space where you've taken time for yourself. You've taken a step back, you've become collected, and honestly, in these times as well, they usually tend to be very enlightening. You usually tend to gain some sort of wisdom while looking back or taking a step back and getting to see the bigger picture. You know, sometimes it's hard because when we feel like we're too up close to something, you can't see the full picture, but when you take 10 steps back, you begin to see everything. So I feel like by removing yourself from some situation here, Pisces, you've gained wisdom and insight into a situation. You now see something much more clearly as we walk into December 2023. Having a look here at the current energy, we do have here the Emperor. Now, the Emperor showing up here for you is about getting back into your power, starting to see what it is you're actually in control of versus what it is you may not be in control of at this time. So I'm kind of getting the feeling here so far in this main situation that you have taken some steps back from something that clearly wasn't working. Maybe as you've taken the steps back, you've started to see, oh, maybe that's an aspect of my life I'm not necessarily in control of. So with that being said, I got to focus on what it is I cannot, or what it is I can change, and embrace the things that I cannot change, right? So I think that for many of you, you kind of built that perspective here in the month of December. You know, looking at what you're dealing with, let's shift our focus, King of Wands. Let's put our attention, our energy, and our investment onto the things I can change instead. And looking at the outcome here, the Justice, ever since you've kind of flipped and changed that focus, your entire life starts to begin to feel more balanced. So I like it a lot here so far for the start, Pisces, because you're starting to see a different perspective. Like I mentioned previously, when we're looking at something a little bit too up close, we may not see the full picture. I think you were invested in a situation that maybe you thought you had some sort of control in. And as you began to back up, you saw, oh, I don't really have much control in this situation at all. And considering that that happens to be the case, I now can focus on what it is that is within my power versus trying to change things that are beyond my power at this time. So that's what's coming in here so far for the main situation. Let's see what's showing up here in your challenge, though. What do we have here for the challenge for Pisces? Coming on into December 2023, what's showing up here in the challenge? And what do we got? Four of Pentacles, holding on to things in the way that you've wanted them to be. So once again, certain level of control. I think that you had an idea, a perspective about how you wanted something to be in your life. Maybe you wanted a relationship to be a certain way, a job to be a certain way, a path to be a certain way. But the challenge here is letting go that maybe something isn't going to be the way you desire. And that's okay, right? It's about becoming accepting of that, you know? I can't change how people feel. I can't change about things that are outside of myself. And even though I may wish for those things to be different, I'm accepting them as they are. And I feel like that's going to be a very powerful challenge to overcome. But once you overcome it, Pisces, it brings in, once again, the utmost balance here with the Justice card. And you feel incredibly relieved and honestly, very much so stress-free. You know, I remember back in the day, there was a lot of scenarios that were out of my power. There was tons of things I wish I could have changed that I couldn't necessarily change, but I would try anyways. And I was only met with the face of resistance and stress and unhappiness and agony. So I learned that by accepting the things I cannot change, but focusing on what it is I can, was the best way to live a balanced and happy life. And it really was something that was super impactful. So I see that being the case here for you. Now let's take a look and see what you can expect throughout the rest here of your month for December. So what can our Piscean peeps expect here throughout the rest of December 2023? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. First card flying on out is going to be the Three of Swords. Looking at the next card, the Temperance, we also do have here the Knight of Cups, and we have here the Knight of Wands. So this is about learning to move on, being at a point where you're okay with maybe things not going how they planned. I think it's disappointing news anytime what we imagined doesn't come to pass. I think we all naturally tend to feel disappointed by that, but I feel like you're healing that disappointment, you know? You're healing that energy of, I wish something turned out this way, but it didn't, and that's okay. It's like you're finding that inner calm again. But you're also finding this positive energy, I think, this month about recognizing, well, whatever's also meant to be is going to be, no matter what. So I feel like you're not only adopting, you know, I cannot change what I cannot change, but you're also adopting the mentality of, is what's meant to be is going to be. So with that being said, fuck it, I'm going to be happy, right? And at the end of the day too, what is in your control? The energy you choose to bring to the table, the energy you choose to bring into life, right? Every single day we have a choice. We can choose to be happy, we can choose to be angry, we can choose to be sad. And I feel like by you also acknowledging this month that happiness is a choice, you're choosing to really show up in quite a positive energy. All right? It's like I may not control how others can treat me, but I can choose what I want to bring to the table, and I'm going to go ahead and bring forth a much brighter and positive mentality. So definitely seeing that shift occurring here in Pisces coming on into the month. Now, we also have here the Knight of Cups, and we have here the Knight of Wands. In terms of what you can expect here to Pisces throughout the rest of December, you are changing course in some situation as you're letting go of something not working how you liked it to be. You're shifting your course, you're shifting your gears towards something else that you know you have some control over, or that you know you can change. So I do see directions changing right now. Now, this could be about changing the direction of a relationship with somebody. It even could be about changing partners because let's say, for example, you were hopeful that somebody you were connecting with romantically, you were hopeful that they would change, but unfortunately, recognizing you didn't have the power to make them change, you're now realizing, well, if they're not going to be in resonance with me, I should find somebody who is. So you could see relationships here changing this month, career paths changing. You could see your own personal opinions changing, however it applies to you. So yeah, the path is definitely switching up. You're going towards what you resonate with at this time in December. Now, what else here can Pisces expect as we move throughout the rest of December 2023? First card out is going to be the Six of Wands. Next card is the Ace of Swords. And we have here the Three of Cups. I like it, Pisces. This is about starting to get into the direction and the path that could be called the true path for you, Pisces, okay? I see that Ace of Swords showing up, and instantaneously I heard like the true path. Now, what does this mean exactly? Well, Six of Wands first and foremost is success. It's about being on a good path, and it's about being on a path here that's working out for you. So Pisces, previously, before you went in hermit mode, you were engaged in resistance, you were frustrated, you were trying to make something work that wasn't working. Then you took a step back, you recognized, I can't do that. I need to focus on going with the flow and what works. And you're adopting that here coming into the month because now you're on a good path where everything is flowing perfectly. You're not met with resistance, but instead you're met with growth. And that brings in a very gratifying and exciting feeling here with the Three of Cups. So, you know, maybe this is the energy of I figured out, you know, my person, I found the right partner, I found the right job, I found the right path for me or the right kind of friendship to associate with. So you're figuring out what works now in your life, Pisces, and what you have a certain level of control in to change in a very favorable and positive way. You know, for some of you, I'm also hearing too, maybe previously you thought that how you feel and how you show up might have been outside of your power. Maybe this month it's about discovering that that's in your power all along, and you can be changing maybe a negative mindset into a positive mindset at this time too. So that could be something you may be experiencing as well coming into December. But either way, for the main situation so far, this is quite wonderful. A great shift in perception, a great shift in your energy. And Pisces, if you've been dealing with the stressors and the resistance, all that's crumbling as peace and balance are coming into play play here with that Justice card. Okay? All right, moving on forward, we're going to hop on into some other information for your month ahead in December. I'm going to be taking a look here at your career, your love life, and your personal life. So let's take a look here at these energies. Now, having a look into career for Pisces, what's going on here for you? Coming on in here to the month of December 2023. What do we got showing up here for Pisceans career? First card coming out is going to be the Sun card. Looking at the following, the Hierophant showing up here, and lastly, the Hangman showing up here too. I think that, to be completely honest, in terms of what your duties have been, in terms of what your commitments and obligations have been to career and work, I think to a degree, there's been a part of you that's felt kind of stuck. I think that maybe you've been feeling unhappy for some time, Pisces, being invested or obligated to do something career-wise, but I see that a perspective change is coming in for you, because even though the Hangman typically represents feeling stuck or feeling stagnant, it also can be a card that represents having a bit of an epiphany. So I think you're recognizing that even though I have felt pretty tied down and obligated to my work and to my career, I'm finding a way on how to be happy with the types of work that I'm doing. I feel like you're figuring out how you can have a better approach to your career, a better attitude. I think there's a perception shift happening there too. You know, maybe you were frustrated because you have a career that's really early in the morning. Now you're like, okay, well, instead of being frustrated that I have to wake up early, what are the benefits of waking up early? Well, the benefits are when I get out of work, I get out of work early. I have more time to enjoy my day. I have more time to get more sleep later on at night. I have more time to do this, that, and the third. Like, I feel like you might have had like a negative perception of what your previous obligations were to your career, but now as your mindset's shifting to something more positive, you're also applying that positive mentality into the type of work that you do. And I think that it's actually revamped entirely how you look at your job. So that's pretty cool to see here. I think for many of you, you're starting to see that your job is actually maybe not as bad as it once seemed, and that there is some pretty cool benefits and some cool quirks that come along with it. So there is a perspective change here on career and on work in general. Okay, so I like that. Is there any other information for Pisceans for career? Knight of Pentacles showing up here. We also have here the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I think that for some Pisceans at first, I think what could have, you know, set you into maybe a negative mindset about your job is that maybe you're working the type of job where it takes a long time to see growth and to see you kind of climb the ranks into positions where you're making more money and into different types of managerial positions, whatever the case may be. So I think that that was a factor that frustrated some of you, because you know what it looks like to me, Pisces? I think one thing that frustrated you the most about your career is how much obligations you've taken on. Meanwhile, maybe you are really working above the pay grade. Maybe you are putting in so much of your effort, whereas you're not in a certain type of role that should be picking up that type of effort. And I think that that's what's been irritable for you. But at the same time, the perspective change you're having this month is that I've learned so much by honestly doing more and giving my job and my work the best that I can. And it actually becomes an asset to you in the end. You know, you might have thought to yourself here, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, you know, I'm putting in all this effort into my job, and it feels to me like I'm working above my pay grade, but however, you're learning all these new skills. You're learning all these things that by the time you actually move up, even if it's a little bit slow, you're going to know all this knowledge, and it's going to help you accelerate your career even further. Some of you, I think, could have been in a situation like that, but you're changing your perspective here for sure. All right, very interesting, Pisces. That's pretty specific, I won't lie. So, you know, do take this portion if it resonates as always, leave it if it doesn't, but that was a pretty specific message. Now, getting on into love here for the fish, let's have a look here at the single fish first and see what's up. What do we got coming in here for single Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus. Moving on in throughout December 2023. First card coming out for you is going to be the Star. Looking at the next card, the Four of Swords, and lastly, the Two of Wands. I feel like right now, in terms of love, I think that you're finding yourself a little bit stuck on what exactly you're looking for. And when I say that, it could be about choosing, do I want to just connect with people, have fun right now, maybe do something lighthearted, not something too serious, or am I interested in expanding in something that is serious, like a commitment and things of that nature? So I think you're kind of finding yourself a little confused right now if a full-fledged commitment is what you really want in your life. You know, I see here with the Star card and the Four of Swords, it's like, if you're a single Pisces, you're not actively trying to meet your lover or the person of your dreams, but it's like, if it happens, you know? is kind of the mentality that I'm feeling coming up here for you at this time. If it happens, it happens. If I meet that person, I meet that person, but you're not going out of your way to actively seek them out. I think that also, however, when it does come towards relationships, you're not really sure right now if a relationship is what you're looking forward to or what you're actually working on. You know, I think the difference would be is that if you met the person of your dreams, you would want a commitment with them. But I don't feel like you're actively trying to meet that person, nor are you seeking out people when it comes towards commitment. So you're kind of just having fun being single. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, especially if you're at a point in time where you've gone through a lot in your romantic past or where you're really focusing on yourself in life. If you want to enjoy your life and not be tied and bound by a romantic connection, you have an absolute right to live your best life and to enjoy being single. Okay, so for the single Pisces peeps, I think you're kind of being single by choice here rolling into this month. But at the same time, if something was to happen, if you did meet that soulmate, that person of your dreams, then yeah, you'd probably give it a shot for sure. Okay, moving on forward, what do we got going on here for coupled Pisces coming into the month here of December? First card out is going to be the Nine of Cups. Looking at the next card, Two of Pentacles, and lastly, Two of Swords here paired to the Four of Wands. I think that there could be a little bit of highs and lows that might appear this month for Pisceans in relationships. You know, you got here the Nine of Cups. That's a positive card. It's definitely a high for sure. But however, Two of Pentacles can represent that it's fluctuating. So you might feel like you're fluctuating between the highs and lows with your romantic partner. But I think that, however, you still choose your person. And at the end of the day, your relationship is still something that you care for very deeply. So even if there's highs and lows showing up this month, it's not about saying, hey, when the times get low, forget my partner. It's like, no, we're going to go through the highs and lows together. We're a team. We're meant to put in that team effort, and we're going to continue to do what we need to do to get through the bad times, to get to the good times. When we're experiencing lows, we work through it, we get to the highs. So I feel like there could be some challenges that may arise this month, and it doesn't even have to be actually about the relationship itself. Maybe you both are experiencing things in your own external world that could be affecting you guys and kind of, you know, working its way a little bit into your relationship. But I feel here for the Piscean peeps watching, you're going to be absolutely fine here with your partner, especially with the Two of Swords here and the Four of Wands. Remember, you may not choose to fall in love, but you can choose to stay in love. And you and your romantic partner here are choosing to do so. Even if we're experiencing highs or lows, we're choosing to stay together because both of you are here for that commitment. So definitely still looks great here for Piscean couples this month. You guys are still in that energy, very much so, of fighting for one another. Now, having a look and seeing what's going on with Pisceans on a little bit more of a personal level, let's have a look here at that. What do we got going on here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. On a little bit more of a personal note, starting out here with the first card, we have here the Seven of Cups. Looking at the next card, we have here the Ten of Swords. And then lastly, Pisces, we got here the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I think something here needed to change with the Ten of Swords. Something here needed to stop. And I think a lot of that has to do with the main situation, as I talked about previously. I think that you were trying to do something that wasn't within your power to change, and you found yourself recognizing that this is creating resistance. It's not good. I need to let go of what I cannot change, focus on what it is I can. So I think that the confusion you've experienced in the past here is what's coming to an end, Pisces. I think a lot of you are recognizing, sure, I can't do everything that isn't within my power, but when I put the attention and focus onto what is in my power, then I can become abundant here with the Queen of Pentacles. So you're having a major shift here. I think that if you've been dealing with overwhelming energies, if you've been dealing with unhappiness in terms of things not working out and not going your way in your life's now starting to change, because when you look at what you can change, you're going to feel successful seeing those changes come on in. And I feel here with the Queen of Pentacles, you're also very much so putting yourself into a position to where you are prioritizing what needs to be changed that's in your power, and you're making sure you're getting those things done here accordingly. So I feel like what's happening on more of a personal level for you is you're very heavily focused on what can I do to make myself be happier? What can I do to make my life better? What can I do to make a great investment in myself and in my life going forward? That is your main focus. Right now, Ten of Swords here, Seven of Cups, I'm cutting out distractions. Things I cannot change, screw that. People who don't serve me, screw that. Things I can do to better myself, hell yeah, let's lock in and focus up on that. So that's where I'm seeing you guys at mainly here this month. Now, having a look here at the overall outcome, what's the overall outcome here for Team Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus zodiac coming into the month here of December. And what do we got? We got here the Eight of Swords paired with the Two of Cups. I love it. You know, you went from a space where you felt like you didn't have much control. It kind of felt like life was passing you by, but you weren't going along with it. And the thing about the Eight of Swords here too is that this person's blindfolded. So not only is it hard and difficult to see exactly everything that's happening around them, but it's also hard to do anything or make any kind of moves when you can't necessarily see and you got a blindfold over you. So I think that that's kind of how you felt, you know? You felt pretty trapped by things you couldn't change and it was frustrating, but you found this connection to yourself with the Two of Cups. I think what you're going to find here in the month of December, guys, is that you've reconnected to yourself in a powerful way. And with that being said, you're also looking at the things that can change for you and that can change for the better. And you're ready here to get to work, Pisces. All right, guys. All right, Pisces. I love it. I think you have a wonderful reading here for the month of December. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It really means a lot. I hope you enjoyed your reading here nonetheless. And of course, if you did, drop a like and a comment down in the comment section below. If any Pisceans are new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'd be happy to have you and welcome you here into the Soul family. I do want to say again, happy holidays to all of you. And also, again, if anybody wants a personal reading, head over to CancerMoonsTarot.com. First link in the description box below. I'd be happy to book you there and take care of you. But Pisces, have a good one. Take care. Do enjoy your December, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.